We are live.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Brendon and Joel. As you know, I'm Sarah, and today we're going to be talking about Minecraft and coding. And we have about an hour to discuss this. I'm really excited. So first of all, we're brought here because of Connected Learning TV. They were kind enough to host us on this live kind of broadcast webinar, whatever you might want to call it. This is the third webinar, actually, in the November 2015 series titled Supporting Connected Learning Experiences in Minecraft. So this whole series is all about using Minecraft in learning experiences and using it to teach different topics. And this whole series is brought to you by Connected Camps, which is really awesome, so check them out. First of all, if you're watching right now, be sure to share with your networks, start tweeting about it, get people to watch live, but don't worry because we will be posting it later on the Connected site, and I will let you all know that information as we get towards the end. So like I said, my name is Sarah Guthals, and I am one of the co-founders and the CTO of ThoughtStem, and what we do is we make software to teach kids how to code, specifically how to write Minecraft mods. So we wrote Learn to Mod, and it's basically this online IDE where kids write either using Blockly or JavaScript, and they make server-side and client-side Minecraft mods. I have my PhD in computer science, but with a focus on education, because my passion is really seeing every single person in the world learning at least a little bit of coding. Before we dive into our chat, hello. Our other people here, this is Brendon and this is Joel. Brendon here is from Institute of Play, and did you want to kind of give a short, brief introduction to yourself?
Yeah, sure, of course. So, my name is Brendon Trombley. I'm a game designer with the Institute of Play. I have experience working with teachers and other educators in designing many forms of game-like learning. I have a huge interest and passion in Minecraft. I'm a huge Minecraft fan myself and a player, and I've also done a lot of work around teaching kids to code in Minecraft. For the past year, I have been collaborating with Connected Camps actually to do some coding learning in Minecraft around the computer craft mod. So I'll be talking a little bit about that later.
Awesome, awesome. And we also have Joel here from Minecraft EDU. Joel, do you want to give a brief introduction?
Sure. Well, I'm a former classroom teacher myself, and I've been using Minecraft with students since super early versions of the game. I actually had the honor of introducing the game to about 120 second graders. They had never seen it before, which is almost mind-blowing to think that some adult could introduce Minecraft to 100 kids.
Yeah.
But for the past few years, I've been working full-time at the company that I co-founded called TeacherGaming, and as you said, we make Minecraft EDU, which is a version of Minecraft designed for the classroom to make it easier for teachers and students to get started and do have the type of experiences, teach the type of lessons that the teacher wants. And we work with some other games too, and we've also designed some other curriculum and worked with museums and done other kinds of trainings. And so we are currently, this is probably my one and only plug here, but so we're currently the only place that if you're a teacher and you want to get started with Minecraft in the classroom, we're the only place to go and get the game at a discount. You can host the server yourself, do whatever you want. If you'd like to pay us to host the server for you, we can do that as well. And we love people coming to us with crazy ideas about how they want to use Minecraft and helping them get it going, get it off the ground.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we over here at ThoughtStem love Minecraft EDU. We actually made sure that we'd be able to work with you guys because that's such a great way to get teachers involved. So we love it. Great. Well, before we get into any big discussions, I wanted to make sure our viewers knew how to ask us questions because that's going to be really important here. There are lots of ways you can ask us questions. Two ways that you can ask us on Twitter is by using the hashtag #ConnectedLearning or the hashtag CCamps for Connected Camps. So the hashtag #ConnectedLearning or the hashtag CCamps. Or if you're watching live on the Google Hangout event, there's a little Q&A button that you can click and you can ask questions there. All of the questions will be monitored by our Connected Learning hosts, and they'll be sending them to us through our private chat so we can answer this for you. So please don't hesitate to ask us anything. This webinar is also being co-streamed on the National Writing Project's educatorinnovator.org. So you can either watch it on the Google Plus event, Connected Learning, educatorinnovator.org. Great, awesome. So I'm just going to start out with a couple of brief questions about Minecraft and coding. Actually, maybe the best way to do this is to have each of us kind of describe how we bring coding and Minecraft together in the classroom. So, Brendon, do you want to go ahead and start us off with how does coding and Minecraft coexist in your world?
Okay, so yeah, in my world, like I said earlier, I've been focusing mostly on the mod ComputerCraft, which essentially puts programmable robots and computers into the game Minecraft. And those computers and robots actually do things in the game once you program them. And they use a real programming language called Lua. And so what that basically means is that you can program these little robots to go around and do tasks for you in the game that might be like tedious or just kind of anything that a player can do, you can program the robots to do. And so that kind of creates a really interesting learning space where the kids are presumably motivated to learn how to code so that they can make certain tasks in Minecraft easier on themselves. And so it's kind of this really interesting problem-solving space that has kind of these immediate rewards for kids. And that's kind of in contrast to some other coding learning environments where you have to put in a lot of work to get, just a simple pixel to be drawn on the screen. And so I really enjoyed the sort of immediate feedback and immediate kind of benefit you can gain by using this form of coding. So that's kind of that in a nutshell.
Yeah, definitely. And this immediate gratification, this immediate visual representation of code is really, really important. We actually studied this a lot over at UCSD, where we did a lot of introductory computer science courses, AP computer science courses, and these write all this code to make one line drawn on the screen is not that interesting. You need that kind of motivation, and internal motivation, intrinsic motivation to be able to guide students. So I love that. I love that. What kinds of things do students kind of make? Like what are the tasks that the kids really love to make using your ComputerCraft or your courses?
So I've noticed that kids, first of all, just like making the turtles move around. I like to do a lot of little maze challenges and get them kind of started that way. I've noticed that their interests take them into building pretty quickly, so they want to learn how to program. They're called turtles, these little robots. They're called turtles, which is a old school reference to anyone who knows the old logo language. Kids generally, if they're left to follow their own interests, will try to get turtles to build houses, or I've even seen them try to design delivery systems so that the turtles go do little delivery missions for each other. I've also seen a lot of interest in sort of security. Kids are really into having their own space in Minecraft. That's a huge motivator for a lot of them. So being able to password protect your doors or your chests or whatever is also a really big thing for them.
Awesome, cool. Seems to be a lot of similarities between what we like to do with our students. So that's great. Yeah, awesome. So Joel, I think it's appropriate for you to kind of describe your world of coding in Minecraft now, because you do something kind of a little different but similar, right?
Sure. Well, we also sort of have our own tweak on the ComputerCraft model that I'll talk about in a second. But just speaking more broadly, talking to teachers that use Minecraft EDU, I mean, there's a huge range of coding activities that you can do with Minecraft that I think we're going to dive into, just start picking them apart today. So I mean, it's really a spectrum from sort of easy coding, light computational thinking experiences in the game using things like turtles with ComputerCraft. You can eventually graduate to code in the game, and then you can kind of step to a meta level and go outside of the game and use some third-party tools like Learn to Mod, where you can start affecting the game. Or if you know Java or you're learning Java, you can just pop open the hood and change the actual inner workings of the game. But where I've spent a lot of my time recently in the past, well, it's actually been about 2 years that we've been working on it. We have a very friendly working relationship with the creator of the ComputerCraft mod, who's a very talented programmer, a freelance Minecraft mod maker, and he's got a couple other projects called Daniel Ratcliffe. No relation. And he's a great guy, and he was very, very supportive of the idea. He didn't expect teachers to use his mod in school. It was, I think it caught him off guard, but he's sort of been very supportive of that use of computer craft. So to put it in a nutshell, we started working with him to kind of add another layer on top of the computer craft that already existed out there that created a visual programming language. You're dragging around tiles in order to create programs and do different kinds of commands. And we were really inspired. We wanted to feel familiar to kids who are used to dragging little inventory items around in Minecraft. So it feels like you're doing inventory management, but you're actually coding the same turtles that Brendon was talking about. So you can do mazes, you can have the turtles build your house, you can have the turtles, go mining down a hole and only come back if they find diamonds, all kinds of things like that. But the beauty of it is it's very, very seamless to kind of graduate from the visual interface, and then you can actually see the code that you're writing in Lua, and when you're ready, you can switch over to Lua itself and code directly.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, well, it seems like, something that we seem to all have in common is we have these kind of 3 layers that we all think are really important. We have the computational thinking, which I think we can all agree just playing Minecraft itself brings a lot of that out. It's that problem solving, it's the building things up, it's that you have a problem, you need to break it up into small pieces, that kind of thing. And more specific things like using redstone to make circuits or things like that, which go into ECE, which eventually can go into bit manipulation and all this stuff. My CS girl is coming out now. But then we also have the actual coding inside of Minecraft, whether you're using a more visual tile, drag and drop type thing, or a programming language like Lua. And then there's the outside, Minecraft modding, where you have quite a few options. So for Learn to Mod, since it's my turn, basically, like I mentioned earlier, it's all on the browser. You can use what's called Blockly, which is very similar to Scratch, Alice, App Inventor, all the code.org tutorials. It's all the same under the hood. And we have something similar. We call them drones, just because we wanted everything to be kind of robotic. And drones are basically turtles that can go out and do things for you. But we also have modding that allows you to do quick effects. So you can say, strike lightning at the place of a certain player or a certain drone or a certain entity. You can spawn an entity, and then you can also do like AI and things like that. So these are all server-side mods that I'm talking about right now. We made little sidekicks, little creepers that follow you around, and they'll attack people if they come near you. And the way that we like to teach is we start everyone out in the block-based language. Really, not because it's necessarily easier. I mean, it is in terms of, like you've all mentioned, you don't have to know the syntax and everything, but the concepts are still the same, right? I mean, it's really about loops and conditional statements and all this kind of thing, understanding, that computers read in a line, and if it messes up, it did exactly what you told it to do, not what you wanted it to do, things like that, which I think plays into the computational thinking side. But we also allow students to quickly switch into JavaScript. Either partially, they can put in JavaScript within their blocks, or they can write 100% from JavaScript. And so I think we all agree that this kind of quick to start, quick to see something, you want to start coding, you make something, and within 30 minutes you've made something and seen something awesome happen in a game you love, I think is kind of the biggest key. And with Learn to Mod, we also really, really support educators and want to support educators. So we actually give our software to educators for free. It works with Minecraft and the vanilla version, which Minecraft EDU has with it. And then we also have an in-browser kind of testing world. So if for some reason your school won't allow you to get Minecraft EDU yet, first of all, fight back. But second of all, you can at least run it in the browser and start learning the coding, so that when you do get that okay for Minecraft and Minecraft EDU, you can start the kids off right away. Awesome. Yeah. So it seems like we have some very similar things. What age can teachers start teaching kids how to code in Minecraft, or code at all, but code in Minecraft. Joel, do you want to speak to it?
Sure. I mean, there's, you can get started very early. I mean, I had my kindergartner testing early versions of Computercraft, last year. She's in first grade now. And, what she was doing was not terribly sophisticated. How much did she get from the experience? I'm not exactly sure. But she was exposed to this, and in a way, there were things that we could do that were accessible even to her. I find that if you're using something with a visual component, second grade, third grade is a great entry point. The kids are starting to get sophisticated enough to understand some of the concepts you mentioned, conditionals and loops and things like that, sequential actions, and run with it. And then I think middle school is often the sweet spot for anything Minecraft related, and with coding that's no exception. They really are starting to make the leap to typed code. But they're still young enough that they're just completely 100% engaged in that Minecraft world.
I can maybe
find my mute button. Go ahead, Brendon.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could probably add on to that a little bit. It seems I think I agree with Joel that starting to make that that leap from like a visual-based programming language into writing real code would probably happen in middle school. I would err on the side of late middle school, early high school for that probably. In my experience, that's kind of what I've done, and it's interesting because I would say that a lot of tools out there are good at teaching those sorts of things like syntax and kind of like, well, here's a loop, here's an if statement. But I think there's a lack of good education, maybe even in the college level, around how do you creatively combine those things to actually get things done. And so that's kind of that was like a big goal of mine when I first started using Computercraft to teach actually kind of high school age kids around 10th grade. And I thought that still being in the game-based situation and having the turtles do fairly complex behaviors was like a really great way for them to start applying all of those little pieces of syntax and having to use multiple versions of those things and like nesting them together and all the sorts of kind of extra complex interactions. And so it's really cool to be able to use a tool like that to get that creative combination. Once again, in contrast with say maybe a more traditional computer science education, where you might